Hello everybody and welcome to episode 14 of the Chesterfield of Dreams, and today we are going to have a massive live com at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So while it's not quite the basement battle I had against Blackpool, the consequences of a victory here will be even greater because of how we are doing in the league. We can scroll down now and see the gap between ourselves and Wolverhampton is just 4 points with 38 games played. Time is running out, but Chesterfield don't want to go down without a fight, and we have the best chance of anybody to achieve survival in the current bottom three. You can see, we'll look at our form guide as a good example. We're right up there with 3 wins and 2 losses in our last 5 games, which is outstanding to say the least. But the likes of Preston and Wolves have forced our hand. We've had to copy their form or else risk going down ourselves. It's a very tight bottom half of the table, and we have to really win this game. It could be our last opening to survive in our first season of the championship. But let's describe in greater detail exactly what happened to get us to this stage. You remember the 1-0 loss in the FA Cup? Well, I think it was worth it. We were beaten fair and square, but Preston, they got QPR in the cup, and they're now out. So what happens, and we had to move on. We responded well with a 1-0 draw away to Ipswich before a phenomenal 5-0 win as former Spirite Sean Dyche was dismissed for a poor run of games for Burnley since probably last November, and we took full advantage, smashing 5 goals past in an absolutely dominant display. But again, we were denied by Preston. They were better than us yet again, but we got one late goal and we nearly got the way back into the game. We weren't clinical enough, but a phenomenal result here against Wigan. Klukas and Jimmy Ryan each scoring before Grant Holt got a consolation penalty and they had a man sent off. Fulham way too strong for us, unfortunately. Ross McCormick and Collie Woodrow both played superbly, and our goalkeeper Tommy Lee suffered a minor injury, but he had to be taken off, and that allowed Woodrow to score. But we destroyed the MK Dons in another example of a must-win game. Ariebly, Banks and DeVille all standing tall, so Ariebly loves playing against the Dons. And then another phenomenal result is Owen Doyle and his woeful scoring record and his drought came to a stuttering halt as he got a late goal as he hit the post twice and then delivered the big blow with his third attempt. So we didn't deserve all 3 points, but I don't care. It's given us this last opportunity to survive. I fear if we don't win this game, we will go down. It'll be way too difficult to catch up. But here's a look at my team now that I hope is responsible for getting a remarkable turnaround of our season, pretty much to complete it really. We'll be just 1 point behind with I think 7 games to go. That's my maths there for you. But fair play to Preston. They've escaped relegation as far as I can tell for the time being, but we've won 11 games, drawn 4 and lost 23, which is not great, but considering Blackpool are starting to get a run of games in, I think it's pretty good. And if we can deny the Wolverhampton Wanderers a result here, I'll be very, very proud. But we'll carry on with the game. There's our look at our team. We actually might need to change who we were to an advanced forward. Yeah, there we go. Opposition instructions, we'll deal with that in a moment. Yeah, we'll mark up the strikers as best we can. See, again, I should probably edit this stuff out. It's just really laborious. We'll worry about the wingers later. We'll carry on to the team talk. It's a massive, massive game. We drew against Wolves. A dreadful 0-0 is what occurred here last time. This is a midweek game as well, I believe, after we had to play Sheffield Wednesday just a few days ago. And what a result this would be if we can win and get within a point of survival with the last run-in of games. But it's terrible weather conditions in the 15th of March, but the day after the Ides of March, I believe. But here's Jay O'Shea having a run, and he's inexplicably put it out of play, which is most disappointing. But Sam Morsey, our captain, took a bit of a bump, but he seems okay. How about this corner? Oh, Jimmy Ryan straight in the keeper's hands. And unfortunately I can't scroll this table down, so you'll have to do without it for the rest of the game. It doesn't matter who's in the top and who's at the middle because we can't see them really. And wide from Bennett there. Sam Morsey getting a warning there, but not great at the minute. We'll try and get a bit creative, maybe see what we can muster. But it's typical of these live comms that you can hype up the game as much as you like, but if the highlights are minimal, then it's not really exciting. But you know, the consequences of a defeat, I think that would send us down. We'd never recover that unless we did an even better job than we've done already. And given away by Jay O'Shea, and Ifran can jog into position. Van La Parra, it's a poor goal to give away. I'm very disappointed with that. Goodness sake, it's a very, very bad goal to concede. Nothing the goalie could have done about it, but we'll have to make our touchline talk. Come on. That's very, very bad. And it's just been Wolves in this first half. We know how to turn these situations around. It's just a matter of whether we can do it or not against this particular opponent. Here's Roberts back from injury. Oh, it's over the bar. Pardon the team speak there. I've disconnected, and that's a poor first half. We're 1-0 down and we can't lose this game. No way, no how. We cannot lose. So we're going to try a bit different strategy. Not really much in the way of tactics. I'm just going to I have to give him a big warning here. No excuses. You have to do better, and we'll have to just prove it on the pitch. We must do better. It was a poor goal to give away. Whatever about it, it was with ricochet, not defended well. The keeper did his best, but it seems like the weather's calmed down. But we'll try again. We'll have to reset our psyche and just get on with the job, because a loss here would send us into a very difficult position. But an early goal in the second half would do us the world of good. Hiwula's there. Not quite. Positive though from the Spireites. Here's Bennett on a charge, and he's well and truly scuffed that one. I'll have to make some changes, I think. Yeah, it's not looking good. We'll make a change here. Hiwula looking pretty disappointing, so I'll put Doyle up front with him. See if that makes a difference. Stick him up nearby. Morsey hasn't done too well, so we'll put on Deegan as a first change. Jay O'Shea can sort of play right mid, but I wouldn't risk it. I'd leave him for a little while longer, see what we can do. But Gary Deegan, he's our fifth choice midfielder, and he's there whenever we need him. But we'll just have to carry on. It's definitely been a better second half, but Wolves just need one last chance and to be sure of the points. There it is. Oh dear. Ifran with a great finish, and now this really needs a this really needs a superb comeback. It's disappointing, but that's the way it's happened. And now we're under pressure again from Bennett. Good stop by the goalkeeper. We'll have to drop deeper, I think. No use pushing high and having players running behind. And Deegan with a pathetic pass there. Change needed again. To Rickway, yeah, I'll bring him on now. Jay O'Shea hasn't done well. Neither has Roberts, but I don't really have much of a say if he's hurt or he's come back from injury. I'll bring Hiwula into being a false 9 and put Doyle further up instead. Yeah, it's typical. I think we're in the form of our lives, and Wolves have certainly played the survival game very well. They knew what they had to do, and they've done it. Final change, DeVille for Hiwula. There's no point beating around the bush. He hasn't played well, and we can do a bit more with DeVille. Oh, sorry, I swapped those around. And put Doyle back to being a poacher. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just rubbish luck, to be honest. Can we get a consolation goal? That'll be great. Put these Wolverhampton players under pressure. There you go. Who else but Charlie Raglan, his third of the season. and it's not the prettiest goal, but it's exactly what the doctor ordered. And here's an Ifran chance, cleared by Sean Hutchinson, who's also returning from injury, still not fully match prepared, but it's really no alternative, and cleared as Wolves are turning the screw. They took their eyes off the prize for a little while. We'll go overload, see if we can do anything about it. That's hit the woodwork, and Chesterfield are still in this game, but by the skin of their teeth. It's been 3 massive chances for Wolves in the last few minutes, and they've missed them. Can we get this goal? We're going to try taking more risks and stop hitting the early crosses, see if we can do anything about that. Right, here we go. Who will stand up and try and save the day? It's still not the end of the world if we draw, but definitely a loss would rule us out of survival. And here come the team in orange again. Poor pass. Ifran. I think we need to... oh, Sugar. It's a good tackle. We missed it. I think we need to retain possession. You know, it's no use hoofing the ball and wasting our final 2 minutes of play. That's a good free kick from Wiltshire. And it's a corner kick with the Proact Stadium biting their nails. Their great run of form will be no use if we cannot recover this. And Deegan again putting it out of play, and that's it. That's the game, unless DeVille wins that header. No. Oh no. And that is definitely the turning point of the season. It was just going into my favour, and we've lost. A poor result. Wolves have been in good form as well, so we can't really blame ourselves too much, but it's definitely game over unless we get big results yet again and Wolves or Ipswich or one of these teams collapses at the end of the season. But for now, we've let ourselves quite down there, and we'll just have to pick ourselves up. We'll take a look at our most recent signing, Sean McDonald. How's he done since we've signed him? You can see there 8.1, 7.0, 7.5, 6.7, sort of either great or average. It's a good deal, I thought, and it still is, but it's a bad result. You could now see for yourself. Sheffield Wednesday are the nearest rivals to us, but Wolves have definitely pulled the wool over our eyes. We have to beat Sheffield Wednesday or Ipswich Town to try and survive, but with vastly inferior goal difference could come back to bite us. We're beaten fair and square on the night, and we'll have to turn it around very quickly. But it's all about Blackpool. They're gone. It's all about just getting down, trying to beat some of the teams, you know, in and around us. Nottingham Forest, Blackpool and Blackburn are probably the only games we could really win, realistically, without any surprises. But Brentford, Huddersfield and Middlesbrough, that's a very difficult run of games if you compare it to how we did last time. We beat Barrow, but we lost to Huddersfield and Nottingham Forest. So we'll just have to buckle down and try one more time as Blackpool sacked their manager. But can we possibly save our skin? It's going to be so difficult. But I hope you can join me for the final run-in, see if we can survive relegation. But what an effort regardless. We are the nearest team to survival. I'm very proud of that. But for now, thank you and goodbye.